We're back on again. Tom's finished it yesterday, so it's obviously still wet, really wet. Let's see if I can show you something here. Before, especially in the winter times, if you put your finger on top of the plastic, it's bone dry, but then you put it underneath, it's wet, but it's summertime, so it's not. But if you try that in the winter time, you'll notice the difference. The top is dry, the bottom of the plastic is wet where the plaster's dry now. Anyway, we can't do out in there. John's connected up the modem just to see if it works. It does. We're going to disconnect it again, and he's going to reconnect it and show you how we did that as well. We're putting the metal cladding on the back. We're using the nibbler to cut it. It's a great little tool. It cuts it. You can get a really straight line. It's not overly sharp at all. That's not too bad at all. And it just leaves loads of these little little toenail clippings like. You see them, Davey? Like baby toenails. That's why we're currently here, to keep off at grass, because it's a pain in the ass. Right, Davey, come round here and I'll show you what we're going to do. Before we used to use like a self-drilling screw to screw these, and it had a colour-coded cap on the top, which I didn't think was overly attractive. Davey, can you see that there? So we used to use the colour-coded caps that sat on, and I hated the look of them. They weren't attractive, so we've now riveted this. So Davey's going to go around the other side, and I'm showing you what we're going to go rivet it to. Jen's already put this on the floor. She's used, where's that stick, Jen? Yeah, I'm doing it. We've gauged. We've used a batten there, and we've gauged it off the wall. It's upside down. And she's used that gauging stick to pre-drill it. Go around there, David, and I'll show what we're doing there. My initial intention was to use MF top hat for ceilings, but I didn't have any in stock, so I've used this resilience bar instead. So they're screwed through into the vertical timbers and the OSB, so that's solid. That's fixed on there. We've pre-drilled them and we've riveted them to that. This gives a lot crisper, nicer finish. John, do you want to come around this side? Jen, do you want to pass me that first, and then come and pass me the sheeting, please? So it is pre-drilled. I'll show you that working. It's one of the better tools. Not that Milwaukee does, because Milwaukee's fantastic at it, John. Milwaukee's fantastic at it, John. But it's one of the better tools that actually does like a precision job. It's great. It's really spot on. Right, Jen's bringing the sheet in now. Like I say, it's a metal roofing sheet, so it's plastic coat as well, so you're not going to have to maintain this at all. The plastic coat one is a lot better because it doesn't scratch. So I'm going to talk about the profile as well, and the reason why we put the profile around the way we have. Right, are we up? Are you good on the bottom? Is the profile in on the bottom? Yeah. So don't look up, John. It's pre-drilled, like I say. So I know exactly where I'm going to drill them. Fail. It's not. But I'll show you this working. Let's get across to Davey, and then we can see one working. Don't look up, John. Yeah. So what? I can't hear you, mate.
About pushing the slop out.
Yeah. Right, so it's quite flexible, this sheet. So what you want to do when we're doing it is keep it tight all the way on. If you put one in there and put one in there, you might have a ripple in the middle, which obviously is not ideal. Neither is filming in this little situation here. Can I have some rivets, please? Right, Davey, on the next one, I want to see if you can see it. Right, so the rivet gun, see it, Davey, yeah? It pops in. Stick it in the hole. You ready? Can you see it?
No, you can't see that.
Come round here then so you can see it. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
And there. If you've ever used a manual rivet gun, you'll know what a ball ache that is. So we're going to pre-drill them. Like I say, we're working in sequence there because we don't want a ripple in the middle of the sheet, which you can get. Obviously, it's not a four-man job, but obviously Davy's on camera. John will be riveting while I'm drilling, and Jen's here to hold it so that we can film it and you can see it working. Right, I'll leave you two to that. Me and Davey will nip round there and we'll talk about why I've started the profile, where I've started the profile. I know there's a lot of roofing guys and metal sheet workers that are on here sometimes, and the comments say I'm putting these on the wrong way around. The reason why we put it on that one first. So we're going to start there. Our cedar's going to come there. We've got a formed cedar corner that will sit round and lip onto that, and that will hold that in there. And that's why we put it that way around. It's here, look, it's on the hedge. You're not going to get no water ingress. Any water ingress that does come is going to hit that and dissipate anyway and go away. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to get a nice finish on there. And on that end, we'll leave it to chance and see actually where it falls. And we'll either use a corner or we'll make up some kind of detail with the cedar. So that's why we've started there. You can see the nice look rivets, Davey, yeah? They're all uniform. They're all in a nice line. They're low profile. You can barely see them. It's a lot better finish than the colour-coded screw caps that we used before. So that's the way forward we're going on that. This is the resilience bar. I was going to get top hat, but we've used this instead. So basically it's for soundproofing on MF walls and stuff, and that's just screwed then, and then it's riveted to that. So that'll hold that to that, lovely. It's secure, it never needs maintaining. And this is our last piece here. We're now going to measure what we've got, and then I'll show you us cutting it with the what's it called, Davey? With the nibbler. Right, Davey, just hold it there. So we've worked out us overlap and where we're going to finish, and as it happens on this one, it finishes just there, so that's good for us there. So I'm going to see if I can scribe this down. Right, so that's Jen will cut that now. She's going to cut that. It's a great little tool. It drops out the little offcuts below as well. Right, so I'm probably going to have to... Jen, will you get multi-tool, please? We're probably going to have to cook... Because we did it this way around... David, get your ass around here, mate. Right, because we did it this way around, we didn't actually know where we were going to finish with it and what were going to happen. So we left these slate patterns long. It's still going to be difficult for me to show you what's going to happen here. So
can probably
I'm thinking...
when you fix Liam, we'll get
yeah, no, you won't. I can't get on until you've done it. So I'm thinking we need to cut them off there.
Come on,
I mean, it can't go any further than that resilience bar anyway. Resilience, resilient, I don't know what it's called. Right, I think that's what it's called. Right, have you got multiple? Multi-tool instead of that one, John.
a little too late then.
Yeah. Right.
You can have two rivet. One rivet, please.
You can have it.
Dave, you just come and have a look, see if this is going to work for us or not. Is it on? Just have a look at that profile at the bottom, John. Is it right?
Yeah, it's a bit sharp, but it's only a few mil. It'll get caught.
Right, that's okay. Right, we're good on that, yeah. Right. So what'll happen there now? Our cedar will come like that, and the corner will cover, obviously, that. That'll all get covered by the cedar corner then, so we're good with that then. Can I have a rivet and a rivet? Rivet? Can I have a rivet? see what a nice low profile finish it makes, and they come in all different colours as well, so whatever colour you've gone for your back metal sheeting, you can go for that. There was a lot of complaints about the sound quality yesterday, and I don't know why the sound is going up and down, because the Rode mic is still the Rode mic, and the little triangle is still the little triangle on it.
It looks good on the phone.
Yeah, so I just don't get why it's doing what it's doing, but that's worked out lovely for us. Sometimes it finishes there. If it finishes on the high, you're good, because your little corner will go around there. If it finishes on the little, I don't know what you call that part, the profile that slopes down, then we have to make up a little bead to sit on there. Is that what you did last one, John? It looked really nice, didn't it? But there's ways and means of getting around it. Okay, so that is your metal back panel. Now, it was supposed to thunderstorm today. Doesn't look like it's gonna. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cedar this full wall, and I'm gonna show you that happening as well. Right, we're gonna start with the cedar. The cedar is 18mm. It's tongue and groove. It's got about an 83mm finish on it. I'm just trying to separate these pins so I can show you how we're gonna pin it. Cut my nails last night, so that. We use stainless steel pins because the others corrode, and there's an oil in it and in the cedar, and they leave stains on it. Right, the way we're going to fix it, I'm going to secret fix it. I'll take that on now, talk like that. Secret fix it, and we're going to send the pin through at an angle like that. John, can I just have a little off cut, please? Just whatever you've got. Yeah, whatever you've got, John. I'll just show you how we fix them. So, and I've also got a little bit of corner profile there as well. I'm going to show you how that goes on. Thank you. Right, so the pin will be pinned. Let me get my fingers out of the way. At an angle like that. Yeah. We use an 18 gauge brad nailer because the 16 gauge is it leaves a bigger entry hole. Let me see. The entry hole on the 18 gauge isn't too bad, but the 16 gauge is a lot bit. So we will. Why does the gas always run out when you want it not to? Right, that's where we're going to fix it. Just go grab us another bit, Jen, a little loft cut. We'll fix it there, and then when the next piece slides in, it will cover it. I'll just wait till they give us a little loft cut there. There we go. So what will happen then, that next piece will go in there, and it's covered the pinhole. Can you see that, Davey? Yeah. But what will happen, wood being wood, it will shrink back at some point, and it will go like that maybe, and you will see the hole, but it's not offensive and it's not the end of the world. It's certainly better than face fixing. So what we'll do, hammer them flat. Right, your first one's the important one. You've got to get this on vertical. Now, if your building is slightly out of square, will you tell Ian at Ian, can I ring you back in 5 minutes, mate? I'm just doing a video. Answer it first. Ian? Yeah, can I ring you back in 10 minutes, mate? I'm just doing a video. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. That's Ian from Express Bifolds, leading manufacturer in the country. Right, so your first one's important because all the rest of your boards are going to go off that, so it has to be straight and vertical. Now, I've asked John to cut these at 89 inches because our roof is pitched, the ground is sloped, so what we're going to do, we're going to stick them all on 89 inches. I'm going to drop this bit of 5x2 on floor, I'm going to scribe a line and multi-tool them off. I'm going to do that all the way around the building so it looks like nice because the ground is sloping off. So the first one, David, can you just get behind me or not? Yeah? Right, so I'm looking at that metal cladding there, yeah? Can you see it, David? Yeah. Right, I'm looking at the metal cladding and I'm going to look at the level now with my glasses on. Look at it with my glasses on, and because our building is plumb, it is plumb and it's great and I'm happy with that. If it wasn't, what I would do, I would kick it till it was plumb, to exaggerate it, behind me here, and then I would trim it so that it was nice and straight, so that this part here was plumb. So what will happen then with this corner, David, can you see that there? That corner will sit on there like that. It will need a little 10mm cutting off that side and it will sit on there. Can you see around there? It will cover the metal and also tidy that as well. Now, if you don't get it dead straight, right, it ain't the end of the world, and I'm going to tell you why it ain't the end of the world. Because the grain in the cedar, if you look at this particular board, 1 minute while I do get this dead straight, the grain in the cedar often runs at a slight diagonal. So that means if you put it on, it's on the piss a little bit, your eye won't be able to tell it's on the piss because you see the grain is running at different angles. So when you put these boards on like that, your eye's got nothing to focus against and nothing to gauge off, so it will look vertical even though you haven't put it on. Right, where's my corner bit? Can I have it, please? Right, the reason why I first fixed that piece there is that covers that, and you're never going to see that again, but all the rest will be secret fixed. So what I'm going to do, John's cutting in there. He's set the gauge on the saw. Jenny's going to go below me there and pin them on. If this works, I don't know. We're just trying to show you them going on. Part of me thought you might have tested that before you had to go. Right, is it gas? I don't know. Right, alright, so she's not going to do that. There's no gas in that gun. I'll jump down here. John should have gas in his van. Right, will you just pass me then, Jen, for a minute while we get a few of these on and we can show them what's going then. So like I say, he's cut them all to the same length. Now our roof slopes. Can you see the slope, David? Yeah, it's running up to there. Right. So what we do on ours, we'll fit the boards, and then I'm going to leave a little gap there, and then we'll run a little bead across the top there. It enables you to do it a lot quicker, and the fact of the matter is the cedar's going to move a little bit, so if you put it all dead right and it's perfect, in a week's time it won't look perfect. So we'll run a bead across the top there, which will conceal that as well. Like I say, we've gone for the 18 gauge PAS load because it leaves a smaller entry hole. What you need to be doing and all is make sure that you've not got any cables and that you're going to pin through them, because now's your time where you can look. Do you want to pop them in for me as well, Jen? Now's the time where you can look where the cables are and just move it out of the way if it's in the way. Next one. Pins as well, please. Right, so I've just had a call from a composite timber company, which I've liked their product, but I've sent out a sample, but I wanted to see it in real life because my new project, I want to clad in that, because of course this stuff we're putting on here now is like actually really expensive now, and it's not sustainable to keep putting this on at this price. It won't be long before customers decide that it's just too expensive an option. Yeah, if you get your gun going now, please. Just using the back of the gun there. No, you probably shouldn't, as a hammer just to tap it in. Can I have another board, please? Davey looks up. We're fighting against the rain because it's forecast thunderstorms today, and we like to get our cedar on before it rains so we can get a coat of oil on. We use auto-roll oil. It provides a lovely finish. It dries really quickly, and in my opinion, it's a lot better than Osmo. We have used Osmo in the past when we haven't had any auto-roll, and I've not really liked it. It's remained sticky for a while. If you've got a bit of a kink in a board, I'm putting a couple of nails in sometimes because I know there's quite a bit of resistance in the board and it's pushing it across. So I'll judge it as I'm putting it on, and I'll go, right, I'm having to force that across, and I'll stick 2 nails in it then. Jen?
Having a problem with the gas.
Downside to these PAS loads is they obviously run on gas and battery. This time of year is great. They will fire all day long. Normally, if your gun's serviced, come winter time, you're putting the gas down the front of your pants. I did actually buy an electric, can I have another one please? Electric sandwich box to keep it warm, but I never actually got round to that, and I did actually think maybe it would explode as well. So I never got round to that. But here's the thing with the PAS load gas and all, maybe somebody can answer this for me. 2 bottles of gas. If you go to Selco's or anywhere else, you're looking about 44 quid. 2 bottles of gas. with 2,000 nails, or even 5,000 nails, can't remember, is 22 quid. So it's actually cheaper to buy it with the nails than it is to buy the gas on their own. But they don't do the 18 gauge stainless steel nails that we want readily available, so we have to get them off the internet, and of course no gas comes with that. But I'm waffling. Try and give us some dartboards, will you? If you can. There's a lot of variation in the colour, but we try and obviously it's random, you know, so we won't have light dark, but I'm looking at that now and I've got a mass expanse of light boards there. So I'm looking at getting a dark board on. Just to break it up. You know, you're still going for that random look. But we're just also influencing the randomness of it as well, because, you know, you just don't want a big white expanse of white boards really. So what we'll do anyway, we'll get this wall finished, we'll put the angle bead on there, I'll trim it off the bottom, we'll put the top bead on, we'll go around the corner. Are you following then? Yeah. We'll go around the corner with one board, and then we'll get that full elevation oiled, just in case it does rain. If it does rain, it's not the end of the world, but it just won't get oiled today, that's all. So that's what's going to happen anyway. It's quite a soft wood, is cedar, and if you give it a belt with a hammer, you'll certainly mark it. So this is the bead we're putting on the top. It's just a little bit of board ripped down, but what we'll also do as well, we'll just take a little chamfer off that corner there, pencil's blunt, just to soften it, and then that there will run all the way down there, and then any gaps that do open up will be concealed, which is obviously what we're looking for. We're looking for a nice professional finish. Right, this board again feels like it's under a lot of pressure, so I'm going to put two nails in each one. That'll hold it there. There's loads of nailers on the market. We tend to use Pazloads, and we tried the Milwaukee second fix, and I don't like the end of it. It's a bag of crap. Yeah, it leaves marks in the cedar. The end nozzle of it, it's horrible. And it jammed a lot. Whereas their first fix gun's spot on, absolutely brilliant tool. Right, Jen's now got to the part where the outside socket's going, so what we've done, we've literally just notched a piece out. The socket's relatively large and it will probably come to about there like that, so that will be well concealed. Allows a bit of movement in the cable, so she's going to pop that in there like that. Yeah, and there's your cable coming out then, it's as simple as that. The outside socket can get fit then as well. So she's making her way to the end now. It is actually starting to rain as predicted, so we won't actually hold this just for the minute. Let it dry out a touch if it gets wet. Is there any rain going on at Davey? Are we good? Is it not coming? No. It was supposed to thunder and lightning, so we shall see. Loads of people asking me about the raffle. I cannot post a link until the link is live. The link will not be live till Saturday morning. And John tells me he's going to win the raffle. John, did you see the big saw?
Yeah.
I almost want to get out the box.
If I don't win, it's a setup.
John says if you don't win the raffle, it's a setup. Right, so we're getting towards the corner of the building now. You can see the lovely variation in colours there. They will be really brought to life once the auto-roll is applied. It's a quality oil actually, it's really good. Right, so we're getting to the corner, so it'll be the last piece. One more, John, one more. Yeah, that one, John, it's a really nice board, that. Right, are you fixed?
Can you just push that in for me?
Not really tall enough. There's note there, there's note there. Have a look round the corner, look there, look.
Right.
Again, this is double nail it, Jen, because I'm having to put a lot of pressure on it. You can see what she's done under there because I put her under pressure. You can see that nail's come out there, look. Yeah, that will potentially stop the next board going on properly, but we'll see. Something's holding it off up there.
Yeah,
Is it that slate batten not cut back enough? Can I multi-tool?
That's a bit long, and that can be just cut back way shorter than that.
Yeah.
Front.
It's important when you put these battens on that they are all cut back properly, because even if they're just sticking forward, that last piece is going to curl, and when you look down the line, you're going to see that curl, aren't you, Jen? Yeah. You in? Right, that's in. Obviously it's too big, so now what Jen's going to do, she's going to go down, she's going to mark the face of the slate lats. I will then get the circular saw and I'll rip it down. And I'll show you what we're going to do then. We'll get round the corner. Will you get us Jen's circular saw, please, John? Yeah. Have you brought it? Right, so literally got to join the dots now. Give us a thank you. Join the dots and cut it, and then that will fit. Doesn't actually look like it's parallel, so we'll have a look at that. There's many reasons why it won't be parallel. Slate lat variation, Simba. If you ever watched this Simba higher. Do you remember Simba? You are? No, from Roundy. Oh. Right, so was it the big bit? It's a little bit, isn't it? So I'm just going to gauge that there, because I can see it is tapered for whatever reason. Like I say, it could be variation in cedar, could be variation in slate lats, but you can see there I'm increasing the scribe all the time to meet the marks where Jen's done. Right, circular saw. There we go. Right, that one's set into the depth, as I always say, and you will not cut your fingers off then. If it just cuts through slightly. Yeah, there we go. Is it the big piece I want? It's the little piece I want, isn't it? Right, I'm not going to move the guide there because John wants that. Put my glasses on for this one, David, it's dark in here. Rid of that pencil. It's going to rain, that's why I was sort of like fidgeting around and trying to beat things. Thank you. Right, I'll just drop that over there so I don't cut through armoured saw. You can see there I'm going a bit wavy. Have you got it? Yeah? It doesn't actually matter. And I'll show you why in a minute. Right, so that's this piece. He cut that last piece. I think he's cut it to height. Just put it on the saw and see if he's cut it to height, Jen. So that last piece is going to go in there, like that. Yeah. I'll get the corner. Where's the corner gone, David? There is the corner. So the last piece will go in there. Is it cut, Jen? Right, I'm just going to face fix that straight through there, because that's going to get concealed as well into the slate battens. Okay, right, again, next piece now. Can you just run down there and get us level, please? I'm going to put that on there again. Right, I've got that dead right there. John, I'll give you that, and I was wrong, I didn't see that. Can you cut us another one, please? There's a little... It's just a mark in the wood, it's the front of the building, so I'm not going to be fitting that on there. Boards like that have to go on the side. Obviously it's too expensive just to discard completely. Well, that'll become a sideboard somewhere, not a sideboard in your house obviously, or it may get chopped down to do above the head and below the head. So what's going to happen now, I'll tell you how you're going to start this next piece. What we're trying to do is get that piece oiled. So we'll get it boarded. Get that piece on there, we'll get the corner on there, get the top trim on, get the back corner on, whip the bottom off, and then we can oil that, and if we don't do any more today, it's fine. Right, so I'm going to put that dead in line. Can you see it bending that? Can you see it, look? Yeah. Can you see the level off the bottom of the seed, look, yeah? John, give us a different bit, will you, mate?
Another bit.
Yeah, please. The reason why I'm asking for another bit, that will be fine for the second piece, but as the first piece, I'm going to be fighting with that to get it straight, and I want to get a nice straight piece on, so we'll put that to one side. That'll be the second or third piece going along the front. Again, the cedar corner's going to go over there. It's going to conceal all that face fixing there. This is why your battens need to be straight, because if they're not, if that one was too long sticking past there, then that board's going to go like that. Can we not get one out of there, John? John, if the tongue is no good, it's concealed. Not the tongue, sorry, the groove. Right, let's go have a look at these boards and see why John's not cutting them, because I have pre-selected them. Yeah. So like this board here, look, again, massive notch out of that, so that one won't be going on. That'll get cut down. Let's have a look at this one. Again, massive piece missing out of there. You're going to see that. That one there, we may get away with that one. Cut that one, John. Let's have a look at that one. Because I've obviously got my corner going over there, so we'll have a look, see if we'll get away with that one. Nothing actually wrong with the board, just aesthetically, it needs to look right. So if there's any notches like that, we're going to either conceal them by cutting them out for the windows or below the doors and stuff like that, or actually the corner piece, wherever I put that, it's in my back pocket, that will conceal that as well. Hopefully the sound's a bit better. I don't know what's going on with the road mics because they are practically brand new. Right, so there you go, look. So even though it's got a massive piece out there, look, when that corner on there, it's gone forever. So like I said, there's nothing actually wrong with the board. It just needs to be used in the correct place. So this one now, I've got it dead in line with the front there. So I'm going to put my level on that and have a look at it and see what it's like. It's fractionally out. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to push it across like that, look. Can you see, Davey? Yeah? So that's now perfect. I'm going to face fix it there. Just felt it move then with my foot, so I'll drop down here now, it's holding. There we go, that was perfect. So I'm going to face fix these now. No, I'm not, because I ain't got no nails in it. Can I have some nails, please? We've got a few of these Paz loads. One of them keeps firing even though there's no nails in it. Is it an older version, John? And the others, when they've got about 3 or 4 left in it, they'll stop firing, so you know, which obviously is kind of critical because you could put 3 or 4 boards up and not know that you've run out of pins. Again, I'm going to get that so it's perfect, which it is now. First fix that. Again, like I said, you're not going to see any face fix pins because this corner that we're going to put on in a minute is going to conceal everything. Right, where's the corner? There's the corner. So that corner now will go on there and it will conceal all them face fix, get rid of that ugly little piece there as well. And what we can do now, we're going to get the corners on. I'm going to trim the bottom off first, and then as I trim the bottom off, Jen will put this corner on, she'll cut it tight, put that corner on. I'll get over there, she'll put that corner on, and then we'll put the top bead on, but I'll show you that happening as well. Do you know what's happening, yeah? It's going to rain, isn't it? So I don't know if David can see, the ground is sloping away like that, and particularly more so towards the back corner of that room. So what we don't want to put the cedar on all level and then have like a gap opening up at the bottom because it's not overly attractive. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it ain't, but what we're going to do in this particular case, I've dropped this bit of 5x2 on the floor there, yeah? So I'm literally just going to run my pencil along there, like that. And that will create a nice little sort of scribe to the floor detail. It'll be an even gap then all the way along. So we'll save that bit of timber, that scribe block. Right, loads of you have said, and either I'm missing a trick here or you're not quite thinking about it. I don't know what. I've spoke to John just a minute ago and he said no, it ain't happening. Where's my multi-tool gone? It was just there a minute ago. So a lot of you said, why didn't you get a rail saw and put a rail saw on? Well, I've got to fix the rail saw to the cedar, and that's going to leave fixing marks, isn't it? So unless, I don't actually own a rail saw, but unless there's an option to have one that floats, then how am I going to fix it? I just don't get it. Now, if I'm missing a trick, tell me. Like I said, I don't have a rail saw, so I don't know. Right, what I'll do, I'll get my multi-tool. And it's good enough to work our way along. Yeah, work our way along like that. And then what I'll, shush, that was hot. And then what I'll do, I'll just rub a bit of sandpaper just on that edge there, just to take that little burr off. And it looks absolutely spot on. What Jen will do then, she'll now measure that distance there when she comes back. Oh, John, yeah. Oh, John will, and then he'll cut the corner. But then what's going to happen then? We're going to take the corners off the corner, if that makes sense, just to soften it up and just make it look a little bit more attractive. But I'll show you that as well. We've got a power planer. We've got a power planer.
Yeah.
Right, we're off, David. Right, so what I mean by just soften up a bit, obviously it's got sharp corners on there. Jen, will you put that in there out of here? And we're going to try and get rid of them, so just going to run, you see the little V groove on the plane there, David, yeah? I'm just going to run that down. So that's just took that corner off there. It will get a little sand in a minute as well. What I'm going to do now is just take the corner off the other side as well. I keep promising I'm going to buy a trimmer blade, a bit for the trimmer, which will do a far better job than this. But I keep forgetting, as with all things in my life. So if you know, you can see there, Davey, look, I've just took the Harris off it quite severely there with the power plane. What I'll do now, rub the sander over that, and that provides a nice softer detail on there then as well. I've got some, what grip was it, David? 240. David's put me a bit of 240 in there. So what I'll do now, tidy that up. Get a little burn mark there where it's been through the machine. Obviously this stuff's been in back of my van. Takes a bit of a beating sometimes. So it does want a bit of a sanding anyway. These corners are ridiculously expensive for what they are. You'll notice a lot of companies don't bother with them, but it provides a lovely little detail. And any movement in the wood then, you're never going to see it because it's actually concealed. So that day when they finish and they've left it tight and it looks nice, it won't be as nice in a couple of weeks when it's opened up. So a little corner like this is worth the extra bit of money. Just soften that up there where I've missed a bit there with plane. So there you go, that's your back corner. Jen will fix that now. She can only face fix it on the cedar because obviously the pinner won't go through the metal. Oh, I haven't took 10mm off it, sorry. That was a waste of my time. Will it pass the circle saw, please? It does actually need 10mm off it. Just go see, go take that dummy bit and see if it'll need 10mm off it. It was sat up on there.
It's next to your juice bar.
What happens is that goes around, it catches on the metal, you know, on the profile of the metal. So normally what we do is take 10mm off it, but she's just going to go have a look and see if it needs it because At the start, where we started off the metal, it definitely needs 10 off there, but the back might be a different case because of where we cut it. Does it want 10 off? How many? 5. Just 5. Right, she's going to have to hold this because this is... I've got table saw before anybody tells me about that as well, but obviously I haven't got it with me. So we're going to try and take 5mm off this now. Just going to gauge it rather than... Right, you ready? Can you put it flat rather than lift it up like that? So that's now obviously created that sharp little edge on there again. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run the plane down there, tidy that up. It's not ideal, we want to build some trestles, don't we? But because it's raining, we've got the trestles in there. There's crap everywhere. Right, we'll try and give it that little detail now. Will you get me my block plane out, please? This is real life joinery for you, I'm afraid. There's not always workshop and everything's tidy and set out nice and neat. Sometimes it's on your hands and knees and using whatever you've got as a saw bench, isn't it, John? John's using a bit of fibre too, look. It's real life, real work. It's in the little one. It's a lovely little block plane, this. The Veritas one. I think it was approximately, going against the grain there, it was about 170 quid, I think it was. We want all the details to be crisp and nice and finished properly. Every little detail, even if it's round the back, wants to be nice and crisp. So I'm going to get that down there. Also going to take the Harris off the back of there because that's going to sit against the metal. And what will happen is you'll obviously see that detail of that wood against the metal, so that wants to be nice as well. Can I have that sander, please? The other one. Thank you. I've got like 13 batteries between us both. Why are we swapping over batteries? What's happening there? Like there's 13 batteries. So that should sit on the back lovely now. Right, so the corner's cut, we've tidied it up, we've took the sharp edges off and it's sanded as well. You can only fix this through the cedar front because obviously the pin isn't going to go through the metal. So we're going to put a little bit more in than what we normally would and pushing it across like that. There you go, that's the side finish. You can see the bead I'm talking about there on the top as well, look. It's got a chamfer on it. John, have you chamfered that other bit as well? Right, these bits have previously been cut for another job. I'll tell you what, John, just cut it to...
And then I'll just add a bit more chamfer if you...
Yeah, and the one that's already on has previously been chamfered. So take the line off, John, and take the line off, yeah, and just take me that 45 off there as well, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
David, just go have a look. So, David, just look at that there, look, and I'll explain. So I've just asked John to take the corner off it because obviously the bead is thicker than the corner bead. So we'll take a little 45 off it there just to soften the look of it and make it look attractive. You can see there I've multi-tooled off the bottom as well. I've rubbed the sander, just a little disc in my hand, rubbed it across the bottom, just on the corner, on the Harris there, just to take the little burrs off. So that's done as well. And this means now, once John sorts this out, we can actually oil this full side then without the risk of any flashing, going back later and oiling little bits and it flashing, stuff like that. So they'll fully oil this piece. And then I don't know, we're gonna look at the weather again. It's 1:45. Probably not do the front. Tomorrow's forecast nice and so is Friday, so we'll probably do that tomorrow and Friday. But yeah, that's it. John, do we normally fit the socket before we oil it first?
yeah, it doesn't matter which way.
Right, so like I said, that one already there has already had a little chamfer taken off of it. So I'll offer this one up, see what it looks like. Yeah, it is considerably different, John. Do you know what, John?
It's not a mile, is it? You can just see it a little bit. It's more or less that, isn't it?
Yeah, and what I'm going to do, I've even marked that. I'm just going to mark that like that. And then I'm going to take that little chamfer off just so it marries in with the other one there. I'll plane it, John. What happened to my block plane? David, would you just pass us the block plane? I'm just going to have to run the power plane over the back of it as well because it's slightly thicker than the other ones as well. Like I say, come from a different job. On site machinery. So I'll just take a little bit more off of there. Machinery. John, just go for that back up now and just see what it looks like and see if you want a little bit of. And also have a look at the thickness of it as well because it was just sticking proud of that other one.
That looks a lot better.
Just go try that for me that way and have a look and I'll drop it back on it again. So the chamfer's good, but it's still a little bit too fat, yeah. Okay, right, so. Was it a lot?
No.
Try that. I don't want to take too much off. This is like, it's real life work, countering problems, crossing them, finding solutions to them. If you had a workshop, you've got everything set out, it's lovely and nice, and you can work like that, but in these situations we can't. Yeah, it just wants a little sand then, John. Give us it here, mate, I'll sand it back up.
Even that is nice.
Yeah, so like I say, we'll just try to marry them both up with each other. And that'll look lovely now. So I'll get that pinned. John is now going to jump on oiling it. I'll get my £170 plane off the floor in a second. There, John, do you want to just show them that oil, David? There, look. So this is the oil we use. It's Autorol. The Autorol is fantastic because it dries really quickly. Yeah, it doesn't remain sticky. And it's got UV protection in it as well. It is really expensive though. Right, so that wall is fully done now. John can start oiling, he'll work his way to end. What he'll do in all, he'll do, how many balls do you do at a time, John? He does 4 or 5 at a time because sometimes if you do the full lot and then go across there, you kind of get a mark where...
Depends how warm it is.
It does, yeah. That's
that. If it's cool, you can do 10.
Yeah, so if it's, let's say on a day like now, sun's directly above me. If John goes all the way across there and then starts back here and does there, you'll see a tide mark there on this, you know, when the weather's like this. But that's it. That's that side good and finished. I'm going to call it now and probably say that we're not going to do it front because we won't have time, but we'll do it front and back tomorrow. Yeah. All right, Davey. Yeah, I'll stick outside socket on then. That's what I'll do, John. Right, we're going to call it a day now because it is impending doom of rain and thunder and lightning and all kinds of biblical weather. Right, so it's oiled. John's oiled the full elevation there. You can see it's really brought out the colours. Looks fantastic with a layer of oil on, and it's got a UV stabiliser in as well. I've showed you the corner trims. I've showed you the top bead, and I've showed you the metal and the new, well, not new, it's not new at all. We've decided to rivet it because it looks a lot neater and a lot nicer, so we're going to go forward with that, I think. But that's it. So tomorrow the weather is forecast good. We'll fly down the front. John is possibly going to get a mist coat on because customers asked us to paint the inside now as well. But we can't do the side elevation until his soundbar comes because we may need to pull the cable outside and feed it back in. Anyway, that's all for tomorrow. It's good progress anyway, even though we haven't had much done. We've got the back done, we've got this side done. We'll fly down the front tomorrow and we'll do the side. So that's it. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.